All right, I'll give about a minute for people to join. We'll get this started. Okay, all right, there's Nick. Alrighty, oh, no, maybe. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys another trick. Today's quiz is basically the same thing we did yesterday. We're going to estimate the area. We actually don't need to do higher or lower sums. We're just going to estimate the area. But each one of these, we don't have like a nice grid. It's a little bit different. But I'm going to show you guys a trick we can do on the calculator to make this easier. So, if we look at the graph here, this graph has the function y equals the square root of x, and I'm just going to type that into my calculator. Y equals the square root of x. But each one of these rectangles, you can see there's 4 of them from 0 to 1. So each rectangle has a width of 1/4. So what I'm going to do in the calculator to make my life easier is I'm going to take that function and I'm going to times it by 1/4. So that way, when I plug in 0, well, actually 0 won't really work, but if I plug in the 1/4 here, it will tell me the height of this box that's over 1/4. And same thing when I type in 1/2, it will tell me the area of that box. It won't just tell me the height, but it will tell me the area. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my table. I believe I have it on. Now I'm going to type in 0, 1/4, 1/2, 3/4, and 1. And I'm going to type those all in here. So 0, 0.25, 0.5, 0.75, and 1. And can I delete those out? Oh, can I clear it out? No, okay, I can't. I'm just going to put some more zeros here. All right. Now, if you look here at the beginning, we have 5 boxes, but we're only going to use 4. And that's, remember, because like at the beginning here, the low side, we're going to have 0, 1/4, 1/2, and 3/4, and then we stop because we got to 1. But if we go on the upper rounds, we'll have 1, 3/4, 1/2, and 1/4. So it's like when we look at our chart, the lower bound is going to be from 0 to 0.75, and the upper bound is going to be from 1 to 0.25. So I'm just going to take those numbers, I'm going to write them down on my list here and add them up. So, I'm trying to just, probably can't see that. I don't know, did you guys get the TI calculator extension on your guys' Chromebook? I got an email last week from Texas Instrument, and I signed up for the school to get it. And I got an email a couple days ago, and Mr. Schaffner and Mr. Smeltzer said they were going to push it out to the students. So if you guys have that, that'd be one thing to check. Okay, so the low side we got 0, 1.25, 1.768, and 2165. So here's my left numbers. My right numbers are going to be very similar, except for a 0. It's going to be, okay, we got 0.25, 0.2165, 0.1768, and 0.125. So I'm just going to take my left total numbers, I'm going to add them up. Then I'm going to take my right total numbers, add them up. So taking out a calculator, doing some typing here. So I got 0.125, 0.1768, 0.2165. Now, technically, these numbers are rounded, and there's some more decimal places, but we're just trying to get an estimate here. And then the other one, Okay, so if you look here, on the left side, I added my low region was about 0.5183. On the right side, it added up those numbers, and I get 0.7683. So if I was going to estimate in between there, maybe I'd pick something like 0.666 or something like that. Something in between those two numbers. And that's all we're doing. We're just trying to estimate. Now, the next section will actually learn how to find the exact area, but we're just estimating. Okay. So this next problem, we'll do the same thing. We just got a whole bunch of boxes. If we look, we got, how many do we have? We have from 0 to 2, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 boxes. Okay. Should be fun. Big list that we're going to make here. So that means each one of these boxes has a width of 1/4. So I'm going to use the calculator to help me out. Excuse me. Paused. Sorry about the Wi-Fi here is terrible, so sorry if my video pauses. Alright, I'm going to type in the equation. Now, I'm going to put the equation, since there's more than just the square root, in parentheses. The square root of x plus 2, and then I'm going to times this by 1/4, because every box has a width of 1/4. Remember, this is kind of a trick we can do to find the area for each box. So I'm going to go to the table here, and let's see, each box is 1/4 wide, so I'm going to keep my table going, but I'm going to keep it going all the way through 2. So 1.25, 1.5, 1.75, and 2. So on the left edge, we only need to have from 0 to 1.75, and the right edge, we need 2 to 0.25. So I'm going to make a list of the first 8 numbers, and then I'll make another list of the last 8 numbers. Oh, thanks for the heart. Okay, so here we go. Left edge versus right edge. Left edge. Just looking at those numbers here. Maybe I'll leave that. I doubt you guys can see that. But I'll try to zoom in here. So left edge, I'm going to go from 0 to 0.5. So, all right, or 0 to 1.75. So we got 0.5, 0.625, 0.6768, 0.7165, 0.75. Now we could have got these numbers by plugging those into the equation, but this is a little bit easier, a little bit quicker, and ultimately after the next section we'll learn an even shorter way to do this and get a more accurate number. Okay, so I doubt you can see this, but on my left edge I just took those numbers, my beautiful handwriting, added them up to the 0.8307. Now on the right side I'm going to do the same, except for I'm going backwards. I'm going to start at the bottom, go up. So we got 0.8536, 0.8307, 0.8062, 0.7795, 0.75, 0.7165, 0.6768, and I'm going to stop at 0.625. So yeah, I have it really zoomed in right. So I have all those numbers there, and I'm just going to add those totals up. So I'll take out my calculator again. I'll get this back. Zoom it out. Alrighty. So we got, so I can quit. Now we could make a function here. That's what we would do in the next part. But we got fingers. We'll just type this in the calculator. Alright, so on the left side, I got a total of 5.6847. And then on the right side, I'm going to do a little trick here. I'm going to take my left side, I'm going to subtract the 0.5, and then add the 0.8536. I get 6.0383. So you guys can see on the left side here, I took all those numbers. I got 5.6847. On the right side, I took all those numbers from our list, all those boxes, added them up. I got 6.03. So there's the lower and the upper. Estimate somewhere in between, the middle. Maybe 6 would be nice. In fact, I'm going to cheat here. I'm going to actually figure out the exact answer because it's seeming off a little bit. Okay, second calc. 7, 0, 2. Actually, the exact answer is like 5.885, but oh well. Just naming these ranges. Okay, keep this going here. So, same thing here. I'm going to make a list of our left and our right. We have the equation 1 divided by x, so I'm going to type that in here in my calculator. Y equals 1 divided by x. But then the trick to use the calculator, I'm going to multiply that function by the width of each box. So from 0 to 2, or from 1 to 2, using 1, 2, 3, 4, we have 5 boxes. So each box has a width of 1/5. So 1 divided by 5. Okay. So let's see. I'm going to go to the table now. I'm just going to zero everything out. Okay, yeah, I get a bunch of errors because it's all zeros. But we're going to start with 1 and go by 0.2 each time up all the way to 2. So we got 1, 1.2, 1.4, 1.6, 1.8, and also 2. So we have our numbers here. The lower, actually this would be the upper range, but the left bound would be from 1 to 1.8. I'm going to write those out, add them up. And then the right edge would be from 2 to 1.2. So I'll write those numbers up and add them up. So I'll just set that back there. So left bound, it would be 0.2, 0.1667, 0.1429, 0.125, and then 0.1111. The right edge would be going backwards, so 0.1, 0.1111, 0.125, 0.1429, and 0.1667. So I got my two lists here. I'm going to add them up. So I got 0.2, 0.1667, 0.1429, 0.125, 0.1111. And I'll add the right edge list up as well. So our left edge list, these are all the areas of those 5 rectangles. We get a 0.7457. The right edge, if I add those up, I get a 0.6457. So we're going to pick a number in between those two. So maybe something like 0.7 would work just fine. All we're doing is estimating here, so you have ranges. All right. Here's the last one, and if you know a trick here, this would be really easy. We can do the same thing with this, just use the equation, but if you notice this is the equation for a circle. We have a quarter of a circle with a radius of 1. So if we want to just estimate the area, I would use that trick. Totally fine here, because remember, you can do the same thing with shapes. Like if you got a triangle, just find the area of that triangle, or a constant function that would make a rectangle. Just do that. Okay, so we got a quarter of a circle with the radius 1. A circle is pi r squared, so we got pi times 1 squared, or just a straight up pi. We'll divide that by 4 because it's a quarter. That would be a really good estimate, 0.785. Now, using rectangles, we'd be a little above that and a little below that, but we're just estimating here, and that is a great estimation. Okay, you guys doing all right? All right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through the homework quiz that's tomorrow, because that's actually an assessment, and I'm not going to have a live session tomorrow because of that. So you only get 2 attempts on this homework quiz that's tomorrow. So if you're watching this today, great job. I'm going to give you guys some hints. Okay, so first question here. We need to change this to sigma notation. The key is to look at what things changed between each term. So if you look at the bottom, the number next to the 2 is the one that's changing at a constant rate, 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 10. And also the number next to the 4 changes, 1, 2, 3, and then all the way up to 10. So those things that are changing should be i's. And then we should notice that I starts with 1, so we start with 1, and the top number, it ends with 10. So we should find the equation that has an I on the top and bottom, starting with 1 at the bottom to 10 at the top. Okay. Next equation here, use the trick, okay? Use the formula, the summation of I, or summation of 1 to n of I is 6, or n times n plus 1 over 2. All right, we're going to find the summation of 6i. So what we need to do here is kind of ignore the 6 at the beginning. We're going to take 1 to 20. So you're going to plug 20 into this equation here. So type in your calculator 20 times 21 divided by 2. Get your answer. Now that would be what I is. Once you have your answer, times it by 6 to figure out 6i. You can also use that shortcut on your calculator if you press the Math 0 button. That works as well. All right. Next here, we're going to estimate the area in the shaded region bounded by the upper and lower sums. So we can use a rectangle width of 1. So this is what we did yesterday. This one's kind of nice. We have a little bit better of a grid. So if I wanted to start on the left edge, I could do something here that's like, now this would start out lower, so it'd be 0, and then 1 goes up to 3, so we got 0, we got 3, 2 goes up to 4, so okay, 0, 3, 4, that's a total of 7, and then 3 goes over here to 3, so that would be a total of 10. Now, if we go right edge, it'd actually be the exact same thing, 10. So 10 would probably be a good guess, but 10 might be a little above. But so on that one here, make your rectangles. Join them out. Oh, what up, LeCompte? Am I on my... Okay. Gotta make sure I'm on my correct account. All right, this last question here. A little trick, blast from the past here, the limits as it goes towards infinity. Remember the tricks with the limits towards infinity? If the numbers, if the degree is higher on the top, good man. How's the hospital doing? You working there good? Sorry I couldn't skate yesterday. So if the degree on the top is higher, it goes towards infinity. If the degree on the bottom is higher, it goes towards 0. And if the degrees are the same, it's a ratio of the 2 constants. So thinking here, if we were to FOIL this out, we'd have n squared times an n squared. That'd be n to the 4th over n to the 4th. It's the same. Just do Nintendo 64 divided by 16. There's your answer. Okay, so there's the homework quiz. Everybody all good with that? Okay, so there'll be no live session tomorrow, because you guys will actually be taking this assessment. But if you watch this video, that assessment should be real easy. And you can actually take it today if you want. Get a head start on the weekend. Cool. All right, yeah. If you guys could double check, see if you guys have the up in the corner, if you guys do of your Chrome, if you have a TI calculator extension. They said they were supposed to be shifted out. Let's see. I think I have it on my computer here. Now, I gave out a desktop version on Canvas. But But then they did come out with a Chrome extension that's like experimental. Oh, let's see, do I have it somewhere? Yeah. So you should have something like this on your guys' Chromebook now. I haven't checked it out because I left my Chromebook at school, and I don't plan on going back there until they sanitize my room. Cool. A little button history, nice. Let's see, math 0. Is the summation on there? Ooh. X is 1. This is kind of hard to do looking through my phone. What are we going up to? 20? 6x. Oh, don't. That's the homework quiz answer. Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to end this. Should be good. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the weekend. Have a good one. Spring break. Oh, yeah.